Hi, in this video I will explain you step by step every single feature that's available on Leonardo AI. So sit tight and let's begin. For the beginners, if you have not yet signed up for the early access, then I have to tell you this has an invite only access feature, but it's fairly easy to obtain, so let's dive in. First, we will go to the official website leonardoai and sign up for the early bird access. Put your email address and click on Count Me In. You will get an email like this. Find a link for their Discord and join their server. You will see this welcome message at first. Select your desired language and then you will see something like this. Now you have to click on this priority early access channel and it will take you here. Here you can find the link for the Google form. Just fill up the Google form and submit. After signing up, I received their confirmation email a day later, so you gonna have to wait maybe for 24 hours. But you don't have to worry because you will definitely get a mail. Once you are whitelisted, you will see a mail like this. Now you can go to leonardoai and click on Launch App. Click on Yes, I am whitelisted, and that will take you to their web interface. Unlike Midjourney, which works on a Discord server, Leonardo works on a web interface, so you probably don't have to log into their Discord to use the application. Okay, so as you can see in the top left corner, you have got 150 credits. These credits are used whenever you generate something on the platform. This resets every 24 hours, so you get like 150 credits every single day. So in the right you can see featured models. So what are these? These are image generation models trained on a specific set of images. So each of them helps you in generating a unique style of picture. For example, this paper art style model creates artworks which looks like they are made up of paper. Or this vintage style photography model helps you create images in the style of retro photographs. If you are unsure what each of these do, just click on it and it will give you a description as well as images that were created with this model, so you can get a rough idea of what you can expect from each of them. You can also assess all the models by clicking on this Finetuned Models option. As you can see, these are the platform models curated by the Leonardo AI team. Some of the famous diffusion models like Dream Shaper and RPG are also available here. Then there are community models. These are created by the members of the Leonardo AI community. So the users like you and me can also create a model of our own. If you have created any models on the platform, it will show up here on your models section. And finally, you can also save a model which you like, and they will show up in the favorite models tab. Below you can see the community feed, which you can also access by clicking here. These are the images generated by the people like you and me. If you want to learn how any of these were generated, just click on it. Here you can see the prompt details that was used to generate this, and you can also see the negative prompt. For example, you can see this one got a pretty big negative prompt. Here you can see other details like the fine-tuned model which was used to generate this particular image. In this case, it's Dream Shaper version 6, and the seed which was used to initialize the generation. In most cases, these seeds gets generated automatically. What that means is every single image you generate contains a seed. The most important application of the seed comes when you want to create variations of an image. So if you use the same parameters, prompt and seed, it will produce you precisely the same image that looks as close to the original as possible. I will explain that in detail in a bit. So let's generate our first AI image. Let's go to the AI image generation tool. I have a prompt ready with me, so I'm just gonna copy and paste it. I will also enable the negative prompt because the prompt we copied also has that. Now I will just set the diffusion model. In this case, it will be Dream Shaper version 6. All the models can be selected from this drop down. And here you can also include the Leonardo style, which is kind of a post effect, but we will just go with none for now. Let's just hit the generate button and see what happens. Bingo! Your first AI art. In the left we can apply a lot of settings. The first is the number of images. As it was set to 1, so we got just one image. You can also go as high as 4 in free and 8 in the paid version. But more images means more credits, so make sure you have plenty if you are pumping those numbers up. Next is the image dimensions. You can pick any of these if you like, but it's usually recommended to pick a resolution in which your model is trained at. In our case, Dreamshaper version 6 is trained at 640 x 832, so using that will get the best results. You can see a warning sign here as we used 640 x 1280, although it still managed to give us a pretty good image. Sometimes the images may produce artifacts if you don't use the recommended dimensions. For example, I got two faces in this generation. If that happens, just hit the generate button again and it will probably get fixed. The second option is Alchemy, which is currently in beta and only available to the paid users, so let's skip that. Then we got Prompt Magic. Now what's that? It's actually a custom pipeline which tries to improve your output quality. Let's just enable that. As you can see, it also enabled the high contrast setting. This acts as a complementary contrast enhancer which enhances the shadows and lighting to make your output more dynamic. You can disable that if the images are too dark. We will keep it on and hit the generate button. Boom! You can see it has completely transformed the image. So this one is kind of more close up, plus the details also got enhanced. Compared to the previous peak, it's definitely more artistic. Now let's look at other settings. We got an aspect ratio selector, so if you want a fixed ratio like 16:9 landscape or those 9:16 vertical format, you can select them here. The next is the guidance scale. Now what's that? Guidance scale basically means how strong you want your prompts to be considered during generation. Going too high or too low both affects the output quality. Let's try that and pump it up to a higher number and generate. As you can see, this image is not as cool as the previous one. The eyes look weird and you can tell something's off. Now let's go all the way to 1 and hit generate. Now it became way too fuzzy cause it tried ignoring the prompt. Usually 7 to 8 is basically the sweet spot that you should be using. Now let's see all our images by going to the personal feed. Personal feed contains all the images that you have generated on the platform. As you can see, everything we generated can be seen here. Now let's click on one of our image and copy the seed. And go back to the AI image generation. Now without changing any setting, I will hit generate. As you can see, it created a new image from the same prompt and settings which has similar style, but still it's a bit different from the previous one. Now just scroll down where it says show advanced settings. I'll paste the seed we copied and enable the used fixed seed option. Now hit generate without changing anything. Bingo! The new image which got generated is exactly identical to the one we generated before. So this is the power of seed. Now let's talk about few things that you can do with your generated images. I'm gonna use this beautiful frog image for example. From here you can delete or download your image. The next is Unzoom feature. Unzoom tries to add extra details around the borders and enlarge your image. Let's hit that and see what it does. It may take a while, so I'll just speed it up. Let's pick unzoomed image from the drop down. So it added a frame instead of actually unzooming. Considering this feature is still in beta, I guess it's more of a hit or miss. The next is remove background. As it says, it will try to remove the background of your image. So let's hit that. Now let's select the no background option. It worked pretty good, I guess. Compared to the unzoom option that we tried earlier, this is way better. Although it could have removed the top of the mushroom, but the cutout is pretty smooth I think, so I will give this a pass. Next is creative upscale. But since this is a paid only feature, so I'm gonna skip that. Moving on, we actually got 3 different upscalers. The first is upscale image alternate, second being HD smooth upscaler, and the third is called HD crisp upscaler. I'm gonna hit generate to all of them and let's compare them together. Okay, so they all are generated now. Let's check them one by one. This is the original. This is our alt upscale. This being the crisp upscale. The failed unzoom. The one with the no background. And the smooth upscale. Cool, I think the alternate upscaler did a pretty good job. The crisp upscaler on the other hand has sharpened the details. And the smooth upscaler gave it a bit of a soft look. I think I personally like the smooth upscale way more than the crisp one. But this thing is very subjective, so I will let you guys decide what did you like the most. Overall, I think all upscalers did a pretty good job. Now let's talk about another feature called AI Canvas. From here, you can import your image. There are 3 options. Since I am gonna use the same frog image that I used before, so I will just import it from previous generations. As this image is pretty big, so I will choose 1024 x 1024 dimensions. You can zoom in or zoom out from the plus and minus signs at the top, or else just use the mouse wheel. Let's select and resize the image to match the dimensions. A good rule of thumb is to keep a large portion of the selection on the image. This gives a good reference point for the AI to know what it should add next. And you can also try the same prompt that used in the original image for better results. I have already copied and pasted that here. From the right, we can choose stable diffusion checkpoints. Sometimes 2.1 works much better than 1.5, so I will just pick that. You can also pick the number of images on the right if you want to have more than one options. Let's hit the generate button and see what happens. Interesting. Let's see the second one. Nah, I think first option is pretty good, although lighting could have been improved, but I think this is blending pretty well. Next is the mask tool. You can use this to paint over an area and change it. I will use that to fix some artifacts from our frog image. Let's resize and adjust the area of selection first. Now I will pick the mask tool. You can also adjust the size of brush from here like this. Let's paint over and mask the area. I have written mushroom in the prompt. Let's hit the generate button and see what we get. So we got 4 options. I think I will go with the 4th one. Once you are happy with your generation, just download the final image by clicking here and it will be saved in your device. So this is it for the beginner's guide. I hope you have got the basic idea of how Leonardo AI works. Subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one.